Like you could do a little bit better, right? Like is that crazy to say?
Here's my problem with it, right?
Not
Because
crazy.
you have to look at the intentions of like the past of Marvel.
The other day, we ended up seeing Thunderbolts, right? And we understand that y'all love this movie, and the movie was not horrible in my opinion. However, I'm gonna let Matt. I'm gonna let Matt take it away because you got some strong.
That was the worst movie. All right. So
here's the thing, guys.
Redacted, right? so I was saying a lot of strong feelings about it, and I feel the way, right? This is the thing. So the movie Thunderbolts has dropped, right? Basically, if you don't know what Thunderbolts is, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, Thunderbolts is a Marvel movie that just dropped. It is, I would say, the closest things we have gotten to an Avengers. So close,
In fact,
that these dumbass niggas named it the New Avengers. So they had the asterisks like by the Thunderbolts so they could like rip it off, and they're the New Avengers. Let me tell you where we went wrong. First of all, shout out my nigga Stan Lee. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
My nigga,
shout
my
out
go.
Stan
That's
Lee.
really where we fucking went wrong.
Yeah.
But first of all, so let's talk accolades first, right? So Thunderbolts came out, I think last weekend. Ended up doing like 76 million domestic.
Damn.
It ended up doing like 80 something million overseas. So like 161 million in the weekend.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's
it's
hard.
Marvel. It's Marvel.
yeah.
So I go.
Immediately, everybody starts coming out saying it's a hit. Rotten Tomatoes hits it with like what was it at 7.7
Bro,
or something like
the
that.
rating, the rating
like
on
the initial
IMDb,
one.
if that's how you pronounce it, was a 7.7.
Yeah, immediately.
IMDb,
Oh yeah. Rotten Tomatoes said it was like a 95 or some shit like that.
This
Yeah.
is how it went. We were at Giordano's eating pizza and just chilling, and I was checking my phone. I was seeing shit on Thunderbolts. I'm like, bro, people are saying this is like the New Avengers. Mind you, I have not went to the movies to go see a Marvel movie in God knows how long.
Yeah.
So
same.
I'm seeing this, and I'm like, oh shit! Like people are saying this
Black
is actually
Panther.
good.
Yeah, since
and then
Black
I checked-
Panther, I don't think.
literally, bro. And then when it comes to movies, bro, if you have a 7.7 rating, bro, that's
That's
a
hard.
That's
good
good as
movie
fuck.
when you're talking about movie standards.
So mind you, from a branding perspective, now we're talking about the New Avengers, and we're seeing that like it's doing pretty good numbers. I'm like, okay,
Everybody's
the
talking
expectations
about it.
now.
I'm like, okay, word. So we ended up going to the fucking movie theater late. You know, we're late fucking everywhere. So we were like 20 minutes late to the movie. We end up missing the first part. The first part of the movie was basically what I was telling y'all. Remember I told y'all.
Spoiler warning.
Yeah, spoiler warning. The first part of the movie, remember I was telling y'all that she jumped off the building and like did the free fall, but it was like a real stunt. Florence Pugh or Pudge or whatever her name
Is
is.
that the actress? The main character?
in the that girl.
I did like her.
Huh?
I did. What were you gonna say?
No.
I did like her character.
Nah,
She's
great
probably
character.
had the best.
Great hair,
One of the
great eyes. Yeah. Sharp. Legs and back. Yes, I liked her character. That was basically the first part, all that shit, right?
Yeah.
It's not that the movie was bad. It's just me personally, and this is, y'all let me know what y'all think. I think it was to kind of spite sinners. And the reason why I think it was to spite sinners, also, like we go back to the headlines.
Yeah.
Headlines
Crazy.
headlines
Maybe
were crazy.
intention with releasing the movie wasn't in and of itself.
Yeah,
Fuck
no.
sinners.
Yeah.
I don't think the
No.
intention of releasing a movie, or
But how they
IMAX
covered
theater
it,
stuff.
How they covered
promoted
that
it?
shit, bro.
Like there were people that was like, oh, they took sinners out the IMAX. Well, movies
It's
have like a
been-
2-week time period.
They had to bring it back to IMAX already,
exactly,
so
right. They don't get
should've
to
been out.
just hold sinners there, and they really brought it back, which is they don't do that. So
Exactly.
I wouldn't say that, but the actual headlines,
Yeah, come on.
I
Vegas,
looked
bro.
for like an hour and a half and couldn't find a single bad headline about Thunderbolts. Mind you, oh well, Matt, the Sinners only did 45 million, and Thunderbolts did what's it called? Well, Sinners' budget was 90 million. They did 45 million at first one. I'm pretty sure. Let me. Because I don't know.
budget, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was.
They've already.
I'm pretty sure the budget on Thunderbolts was
like
like
180?
two. No. It was like 200 something.
Yeah, it was in 100 million.
It was like 100 something.
It was in 100
Let me
million.
see. 100. Yeah, no. Yeah. Budget was 180 million.
Yeah.
Damn.
180
So that's
million
double.
budget. They
That's
did
double.
160. They did 160 total. So also they were under budget that first week, the same way Sinners was. Oh, it looks
I didn't
like
see,
Sinners.
which is so crazy. No,
Sinners
no.
with an
If you're not
Right.
stepping in what he's shitting in, think about it. Right? Sinners goes out. We had all the budget might be a little high, so we don't know if they'll recoup. They did their first week as well. They did not match more, and we have not seen a single like mention of like any, not let alone negative story wise. But we haven't even had a single mention of the budget was a little bit
The exact headline from New York Times was Sinners is a box office success, parentheses, with a big asterisk. Ryan Coogler's original horror film was expected to sell a strong 46 million in tickets over the weekend, enough for number one, but its profitability remains a long way off. What do you mean a strong fucking
Profitability?
just
Number one.
They just went over the fact that it was like, yeah, it was expected to sell a strong 46 million on an original horror film.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? 46 million on a random original horror film that just randomly dropped. Then they had a 6% drop off the second week, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
Then they had a 26% drop the third week.
And
Unheard
with
of. Which is
Thunderbolts
how they brought
in
it back
the
into
movies,
IMAX.
which is nuts.
And when they
And
came
the-
out,
What
those
are you
articles,
talking
and when they
about?
came out those articles, they tried to make it seem like a negative thing,
Like a
because
negative
people didn't
thing.
understand.
Yeah,
So
they
of
tried
course
to
you
make
run
it
off
seem-
with that narrative.
like,
bro.
and so
So mind you, now I watched this fucking story that's supposed to be Avengers Part 2, which has a mid-ass. We're gonna get into it, and I don't even see like concerns about the budget, concerns about the man. I don't know if this was. I would expect a normal writing critique to be like they couched it as the new Avengers. Maybe it didn't live up to some of the hype. You mean to tell me none of y'all think they like it didn't live up to the hype of being the new Avengers?
I'm gonna keep it a bean with you.
man?
I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. I genuinely think they were pushing money into this for people to like.
I
say
feel
shit.
like
I don't know, but there's no way we watched the same movie.
Okay.
I could not find even Van Lathan. We love Van.
We love Van.
Even Van was like, it was a really good movie. Do I think the message within
Yes.
the movie, the mental health message,
Let's
and
talk
like
about-
even Yelena, because we missed the beginning of it.
Uh-huh.
The beginning of it, she even went through like her thought process, her mental state of like, you saw that breakdown later in the movie, but like she was going
Yeah.
through it with how she lost
All
her
the regrets,
sister.
all the-
Exactly. All the regrets. She lost her sister in the last movie. Cool, whatever.
I need to see his face. He started smiling.
What?
would you?
Keep talking. Here's, I don't know if I'm skipping too ahead because I can make
Maybe.
comparisons.
Okay, well.
With the mental health thing, right? And this is the problem I have. Spoilers coming. I think the mental health thing was a cool concept, but I definitely think it was played off from Age of Ultron. And why I think that, why? Because Wanda, when she was introduced and you see Bob, what did Bob do when he touched everyone? They had visions of like nightmares of kind of like their traumas. What was the same thing happening with Wanda? The same when she was touching Steve Rogers. He was going back before the ice. When he was touching Tony Stark, it was this fear of everyone dying.
Damn, I didn't know it was real. I didn't know
It's the
that.
same playoff,
so
bro.
you're real in the sense that gang, it seemed a bit lazy as Marvel has been, and that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
what do you mean the new Avengers?
So-
It's lazy enough to be called the new Avengers? What are you talking about?
So I feel like, and I brought this up. I feel like in recent years, and I've watched like a video essay about it too because I found it interesting. We've seen this pivot. Obviously, Marvel has always been for the younger audience, obviously, but we've seen this pivot where it's instead of it being like a really cohesive good story, which usually it is pretty good story. They have their moments in there where they really try to be like the comedic relief or whatever, and sometimes it's executed well, sometimes it takes away from the seriousness of it, but like they try to counterbalance it with stuff like that mental health conversation, right? Very important thing. I think that I loved Bob the most as a character. I think his acting was the best too. Like I think that person is perfect for that role, and I think the internal struggle and what his power is and like all the stuff was even cool. It was even cool seeing him overcome like a lot of the shit at the end through like the help of the people. That was cool. However, though, that man turned into the most powerful being I've seen in recent cinema history and whooped the ass of everybody who's supposed to be the new Avengers without any comp. And you telling me he lost in the end because he won a mental battle with himself? I'm sorry, bro. I think that could have been
And
executed
I'm
a
not-
little
I'm
bit
not
better,
seeing
man.
To be, I'm not seeing new Avengers off that.
I'm not seeing new Avengers.
The only people I'm
too
seeing,
folky.
Right.
even another thing, right? Real quick, even another thing with Yelena and everything. I remember with the Avengers, the actual movie. I remember there was like the start of the movie. They were kind of finding, like putting the team together and like
And the team-
finding the team. Bro, this team came together
In the most
a
random
bunch of
night.
random bullshit. the girl that can phase, I'm sure she's a great person. I'm sure she's a great actress.
Wasted her character.
I genuinely don't know what. I couldn't tell you her name.
I couldn't tell you her name.
I could not
tell you her name.
I remember
The Steve Rogers, like
Captain
the Captain America dude. I couldn't tell you his name because it was so insignificant that like.
Yeah, and let me tell you something.
Here's the thing, though, right? I gotta go see that movie first of all.
You do have
to
to
see if it's good or not. But I believe like comic book wise, that those like are the actual like second Avengers. But what I'm hearing from y'all is that they didn't portray it that way.
Like
it
it's not even that.
It didn't live up to like the Avengers.
It's not even. Yeah, exactly. It's not even. I genuinely think. I understand the comics. I understand all that shit. But I genuinely think there are either better people you can cast for it to make it a more blockbuster movie, or there are different avenues of how you like do their characters to make them more
because
interesting.
If you think about it, right, it's not.
You don't waste someone.
Take all the.
You don't waste someone like Hop from Stranger Things. I don't know his name, but you don't waste someone like him on like a random. And he was funny as shit the whole time, but you don't waste someone on here like him in that shit.
I didn't even see him do.
He's an amazing actor. I don't think you waste him.
So for reference, it would probably be like if there was a JAAM movie and then you just came in out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm a part.
No. Listen. Right.
No backstory.
Listen. The reason. Let me. Thank you. Thank you for explaining that. Imagine like there was a bigger and greater JAAM that has been established for decades, and then they got old and they retired, and then we come in, and the way that you saw us come in was not. You don't get the lore that we had like growing up as children or anything. No, we like happened to be all in the same room one time, like. What the hell? How did you get here? Well, I'm here because we on the same side. Like you could do a little bit better, right? Like, is that crazy to say?
Here's my problem with it, right? Because
crazy.
you have to look at the intentions of like the past of Marvel. People will say Marvel makes the commercial movies and it's meant for kids. Bro, we've seen the entire Avengers series. I'm not gonna lie, they had a lot of grown ass concepts that I didn't understand until I got
still
older.
made for kids. But
it
Black Panther
was very dark.
had some heavy shit.
Thanos, these movies are for kids. Thanos was snapping fucking necks.
Families apart.
They made two whole movies with that man as the central villain, and the concept that they're juggling there is like human extinction and whether or not it's beneficial for like the good of what you deem is like the worthy version of humanity. Like we're talking about genocide, war crimes. We're talking
literally, bro, serious shit. So when you look how it used to be, right, and then they ended that whole series, and then they had the whole thing with Disney Plus, and then that's when you saw how Marvel movies became diluted. You saw just more Marvel TV shows, budget going to Disney rather than the movies, animations getting more shittier. So then you have this movie, right? You have an opportunity to actually do something good. You shit the bucket, and it's like you only really did it for profit.
And let me explain something, because a lot of you might. There was plenty of heavy stuff, whatever. There was, like, I remember one of the things that stuck out to me was the Captain America dude. I feel like he was written very well because I feel like he would be like the representation of like America. He's a white man or whatever, and he had his like problem. He was dating a black woman as well, and he was like inconsiderate as the fuck, probably racist as the fuck or whatever, and he's like dealing with all that guilt and everything. So that's heavy, right? But like the payoff was, what was there? It was like a little black girl or something at the end of the movie or something, and he like saved her.
I don't even think she was black. I think she was a white.
No. The other dude had saved that girl.
Oh yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there was something that he did, and I was like, oh, that's sweet. But it really peeped like, oh, y'all didn't have time to like wrap this up in a like way that made that was the big comeuppance. I seen a little flash in the past on like, oh, what the fuck does that mean? And then you resolve it by.
And I get it, they'll make more movies.
Yeah, they'll make, but I'm not excited.
And then going back to your point, right? Y'all dick suckers. I'm gonna compare it, bro. Like Marvel had a lot of different, like Marvel. As much as this was like comic book thing, Marvel didn't have to take this approach. Marvel could have just adapted more original series.
Yeah,
or that they have not. They have hella,
just call it the Thunderbolts and don't say New Avengers.
Exactly.
Like, just give them their own identity at that point.
Shit, right, bro?
New Avengers. Where is Hulk? What the fuck?
Like, why did you replacing? At least have one thing where like one of the Avengers pops up and they're like, I had to get the wisdom from.
Think about the scene with fucking. And I know they will come back in the Doomsday movie. We understand that, Marvel man. But think about the scene of like Hulkbuster versus Hulk. New Avengers. What are you fucking? That will never happen with
Yeah.
these people,
Bro,
Yeah.
It's not gonna
and
happen.
this is why, bro.
Stop it.
This goes back to a main issue of why Hollywood is just racist.
Yeah.
Like, no, really, no, I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why, right? Because I'm gonna make the fucking comparison.
Yes, sir.
Ryan Coogler adapted new material from Marvel that they were not doing back then. Black Panther, bro. People were saying Black Panther was not that good.
Yeah.
You're bull.
Black Panther's one of the like.
One of
I
the
think
best-
Black Panther's
he's
not
one of
only
the
the
greatest-
richest. He's not. I'm pretty sure Oh, you're talking about the movie, but I was even saying just in the comic world as well. I'm pretty sure Black Panther's one of the richest like superheroes like of all time.
I think he's like I wouldn't say. I don't even know about comics, so don't fuck me up, please, please.
I know
But
he's
it's
worth like a few
but it's like
a lot.
every Black Panther that's ever existed. The new Black Panther has the knowledge of every other.
Yeah,
Black
and he's
Panther.
like dumb.
bro,
Like
it's
stop it.
crazy.
Y'all
There's so
dig
many,
it.
y'all dick sucking. I was gonna
dick
say,
sucking.
Black Panther got an Oscar, by the way. So hilarious.
and
It's
we're
trash
talking
though.
about
It's
fucking
trash. It's trash, though.
Thunderbolts.
Oh my God, we got white people back in Marvel. It's amazing. Shut the fuck up. It's not that good.
There was the diversity could have been a little bit better too as well. You know,
Yeah,
you had one
definitely
black woman that I don't even know her name, and we don't got no black.
Literally.
But you
She
know,
was
like
talking about
as
God.
written. Thank you for watching this long. If you haven't already, f***ing subscribe. What is you doing?
What is you doing?
What is you
doing?
doing? You think we just sitting here doing it for nothing?
You think you're gonna sit here and not
Need
shit?
to
Like, hear this shit.
Click that I know you're not subscribed. Click it.
Cool.